to the shed. Okay, in the last episode we removed the engine out of the bike. I said I was going to tart it up a little bit, so I removed all the hoses and gave it a bit of a lick of paint, and it's looking 100 times better now. This little O-ring's fitted to the clutch cover, and another problem area for Gen 1 SV650s. And as usual, genuine parts, absolutely extortionate, £21 plus VAT plus delivery. I'll be popping to the local engineering company to see if I can find a cheaper alternative, because at the end of the day I think it's just a normal O-ring. And of course I'm very careful with my money. Some would say I'm tight. Thought I'd make sure that the clutch was alright, so stripped that down, had a quick nosy at it, made sure all the plates were okay. Everything looks fine, so plant it all back together again. Front brake calipers, didn't hold much hope out for these, to be perfectly honest with you, but for a laugh I thought I'd give it a try. I took the whole front brake system off in one go so that I could use the brake lever to see if the pistons moved in the calipers before I started stripping it all down. And lo and behold, they all move, so fingers crossed I might be able to do something with this. I think I'm going to have to buy shares in GT85, I'm using that much of the stuff at the moment. Time to dig a little bit deeper and see what we can sort out with this lot. I still didn't hold out a lot of hope, to be perfectly honest, with the amount of rust that was on the pins that were holding the brake pads in. And my suspicions were right. The pins are absolutely seized solid. I'm about to censor the next part of the video because any true mechanic would be absolutely turning in their graves. But suffice to say, I got the pins out. Well, on one of the calipers I have. But it sometimes comes in handy being a hoarder, because I found another one lying around in my shed. What a result! I haven't actually mentioned what I'm going to be doing with this yet, but fingers crossed we're going to have the frame powder coated in black, along with the swinging arm. Wheels I think are going to go black with polished rims, and then I've got ideas for the bodywork, but that'll have to wait until I'm ready for that one. Also planning a GSXR front end swap if I can find one cheap enough. Now then, next job on the cars was removing the wiring harness. Fairly simple job on these, to be honest. Basically just unplug a few plugs and a few plastic clips on the frame, and the wiring harness comes straight out. Talking quietly for this voiceover this time. It's early in the morning, boss is still in bed, so don't want to go upsetting happy wife, happy life. Time to take all the ancillaries off the bike, coils, fuel pump, expansion bottle, and we're virtually there. No issues with seized bolts neither, which is a good thing. Removed all the bolts in the engine spacers too, getting it ready for powder coating. Didn't hold a lot of hope out for the swinging arm bolt. I thought that was going to be completely seized solid, but got my 2-foot breaker bar on it and the nut came loose straight away, which put a bit of a smile on my face. Put the carbs in the airbox back on the engine, left that on the trolley, just thought to myself, well, it makes a little bit more space on my bench. And then set to removing the wheels. A lot of rust on the back end, obviously through not being used and not being covered up for 6 years.
Guilty, guilty eyes. In my reflection, I'm falling from the skies, losing everything. I never wanted to let you down. No, I never wanted to burn this town. Now I'm walking through the wreck. Oh yeah, what is this? I've become deceiving everyone. No more, no more, no more. Let me be your fighter, fighter. When your back's against that wall, you're walking on a wire, wire.
Right, next job's taking the headstock off. Top nut was extremely tight, so I ended up with a 2-foot breaker bar again. This thing's been well worth the money.
By your side, I'm going out. Battle, battle scars. All I have to show. See you in the stars. Along the road, you were giving me every chance, and
After loosening all the clamp nuts, found out that the top yoke was extremely tight, so ended up having to get my mallet out, and again came out with the old adage, if in doubt, give it a clout. Started moving eventually, and then we could just remove the top yoke.
When your back's against that wall, you're walking on a wire, wire. Oh, about to take that fall, I'll be drawing all the fire, fire. No prayer and no way down, baby, let me be a fighter, fighter. By your side, I'm going out. Hey you, next time you see my face, I won't blame you. If you turn the other way, just know I don't know where I'm going, but I know one thing.
With the top nut removed, time to take the front end off. Speedo sensor, as you can see, there's nothing left of it. Again, another Suzuki foible, so something else to add to the list that's growing daily. And parts needed to finish the rebuild. Time to remove the swinging arm and all the bits and pieces that hold it onto the frame. Brake torque arm was in a complete mess, but eventually, again, with the mallet, the bolt came out. Got to undo all the work that I did last week now, removing the rear shock. There's one good thing, I knew it was all greased up and easy to come off. Final job of the day was removing the swing arm. I was trying to keep the castellated nut in the same place because it gives me an approximate idea where everything goes once I start putting it all back together again. Being a bit of a knob, I ended up trying to unscrew the nut even though it was fully out. Just needed to turn the swing arm over and give the opposite side of the bolt a tap. And she came out with a reassuring thud. So, as they say in America, going to send the frame out for powder coat. I'm going to try and use a company over in Stoke this time instead of the local company I normally use. So that's it for this episode. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. See you on the next instalment.